And we're live. We're back for another week of the Tats and Tarasques aboard La Floridita. When last we left our heroes, they were sailing into, or they'd just been into Fantasy Bunnings. They've offloaded all their jewels and trinkets. They sold their super cool magical book that let them summon mage wardrobes, but they picked up a sentient handy haversack, effectively, a special bag of holding that now sits on Sorn's shoulder, like a little messenger satchel, I imagine.
It's tied to my belt.
Yep, tied to your belt. Okay, and underneath the cloak, kind of thing.
I like to imagine that it's quite small, like a pouch.
Yes, yeah, like a small, a bit larger than a regular sort of coin purse, but not quite as large as a Santa sack or anything. And occasionally, you reach under and scritch it between the the buckles.
Which one did I give it? I'm trying to remember.
I think you called it Gerard or Gerald or something.
Yeah, it was Gerald's.
Gerald, that's right.
Gerald's -D.
Yes, good.
Gerald D.
And Pauly spent his Goshbon token getting a fancy new ring, which he now wears with massive amounts of pride. And we skip forward a little bit and find our heroes having set sail west to the new world. What are their typical positions aboard the ship? Where do we find them?
Who wants to learn what?
Who's on the big wheel, the old ship wheel, as we call it in the naval academies?
Well, Yama has been taught the big wheel, but I'm sure he is not assuming any responsibility for that.
No, absolutely take it. If you've been, I'm happy to continue teaching you the big wheel if you want to.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a willing student.
Sorn will be up in the. Where's Pauly currently?
I'll be directing shit, and helping you all out.
Whilst Pauly is not in the Aarakocrans next, Sorn will be up there seeing what his elf eyes can see.
Okay, excellent. So Yama and Pauly are at the big wheel. Yama's small raft, I think, being towed along behind, or has been winched up sort of behind the ship itself, and the regular crew kind of doing their things. But when we meet, and where's Karu typically during all of this? Is he kind of
I think Karu is just doing anything at this point. I think he's just learning literally anything. So he's just probably running around with the crew. Maybe occasionally he dives into the water alongside the ship to see if he can race it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to learn how to be the bosun?
The what now?
The bosun.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's basically the ship's officer who's in charge of equipment and the crew. So you get to yell at everyone to, man the sails and blah, blah, blah.
I kind of just want to man the sails, personally.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to be the bosun then, Cait?
Well, I think unless Karu's like manning the sails thing is, instead of yelling at people to do their jobs, just goes over and goes, no, fuck, I'll just do it. And just starts pulling the ropes.
Maybe that's what it is. He's not good at he doesn't want to give commands. He just kind of wants to do things. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the job is getting done. But where we find our heroes this week is whilst Karu, you're sort of pulling ropes. Sorn, you're up in the Aarakocran's nest with your sunglasses on, watching out into the deep blue. Yama and Pauly at the wheel, at the helm. Pauly explaining, the finer points of navigation and so on. But we start in media res as there is a boarding party of lizard folk aboard the ship. Having not really sure how they got there, but we begin with the screech of some sort of creature, as well as the flapping of wings, and with Sorn having rung the warning bell the ring it rings out across the ocean as you're all at battle stations. And the first thing we're going to do today is roll initiative.
All right, and I just wanted to clarify real quick, Dan. I just had a quick read of the Living Loot satchel.
Yep.
I can make it a pocket dimension up my sleeve, so I'm going to make it that instead.
Oh my god.
My sleeve is called Gerald.
Okay, so it's
in my jacket sleeve.
Okay. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's written in the description of the Living Loot satchel.
Well, yeah, because it's a living creature. So it can.
Yeah, so it's like fused in with my jacket, and it's like a pocket dimension in there now.
Just bear in mind that if it's up your sleeve, you can only fit objects in it that your sleeve could fit. Right, like the mouth of your sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Just so we're not sticking like a shield.
He has very
down there.
billowy sleeve.
Yeah. You want to rethink that one?
You could fit you could fit like a short dagger or something like that.
Yeah. You couldn't fit.
I would suggest not doing that, because then if we want to steal bulk loot,
I mean, either way, the Living Loot satchel can only get so big. I think it's like as Sorn said, it is a sack. Like it's a small sack, not it's not a Santa sack. It's right. Sort of like a large coin purse, I guess.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, until I hit the what do you call it? Hordes person rank 3, which is I'm currently rank 2.
Yeah, I think you're definitely rank 2.
Yes. Oh no, at rank 4 it becomes portable hull, and then I can fit anything into it up to 10 feet deep and 6 feet in diameter.
Cool.
So like my sleeve will just eat anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's a ways off still. But yeah, and because I think I've spoken to you a few times, Dan, about I wanted to somehow get access to the spell Wrist Pocket. This is the way around it.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Initiative. Sorry to get a little bit off.
No. I like it. I like the ingenuity.
26 for me. I'm pretty happy with that, especially with this new ring.
And I just need to move myself up into was it that crow's nest or the rear crow's nest?
I think it's the middle one is where the crow's nest is. That'd be the tallest mast for sure.
Yeah, so I'm up here. Yes.
Yeah, and I think we established it's like 60 feet up, at least.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. All right, Pauly, you are first to act as these creatures have sort of steered up upon you. They're come out of the water, assaulting the ship itself, and starting to sort of swarm aboard. Two of these lizard folk are already aboard. They have sort of these spiky carapace-like shields and sort of scales all over them. And then, of course, the one of them seems to be riding on the back of a dragon-like creature that looks like this.
Right. Okay.
They also have with them some kind of giant lizard that looks like this.
Cool.
So cute.
All right. Pauly is going to fly across there. Get right to there. It's just right like that. That's all my movement. Actually, while doing that, while moving there, I'm gonna like I said, can I like move and shoot them as I'm flying across there?
Absolutely.
Is that all right? I'm gonna aim for the guy behind, like the lizard folk behind the one I'm gonna first attack.
Yeah. Now, because you're airborne, I'll say he doesn't have cover, but typically they would if you're on the same plane, right?
Yeah.
And because he has not acted yet, you will have advantage on this strike.
Yeah. It's really good, that. It's a great ring. Ooh, 17.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. 17 is enough to hit. Despite their sort of armored nature, 17 is strong enough.
No, it's higher than that. 24. For some reason, it only show the first one. Yeah, so 24.
Yeah, absolutely. Then that definitely hits. A loud rapport of the pistol goes off, the boomkree.
13 damage.
13 damage. Now, because you have advantage, I believe, can you add sneak attack damage to ranged weapon attacks? I believe so.
I can. Look, you would actually know better than I follow the swashbuckler ways, and I know that.
I'm almost
But,
certain that you can use sneak attack if you have a bow. So.
But can I still add finesse? Can I still add my finesse to my other attack, my other sneak attack damage from Talon?
Your regular finesse, yes, but not Oh no, because this is not a.
I couldn't use sneak
reroll.
attack. I couldn't use
finesse to
sneak attack
reroll.
damage twice, could I?
No.
Twice in one attack, because I'm gonna obviously then attack with Talon afterwards. I just don't want to,
Well, essentially, you've got to choose if before you see the damage roll if you're adding sneak attack or not.
Yeah, okay. Not. I was never planning to.
Okay,
Anyway.
that's fine. So just 13 piercing damage then.
Yeah.
From the boom Cree.
Yep.
As it smashes into him there, he's still looking relatively hardy. But
and
doesn't
to the
love
lizard,
that.
to the other lizard boy and the big lizard boy.
They got to make their dex saves. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doop. And what's the saving throw?
Proficiency bonus with dex. So DC 13.
Okay, they both fail, and so they both take 5 fire damage as sort of the heat of the explosion of the cartridge of the of the ball, the steel ball, ricochets hot shrapnel around and damages them somewhat.
Beautiful. And then I'll attack the other dude. Well, they're like the first guy there with Talon. Is that with advantage still?
Yep, yeah, because they haven't acted yet.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. 19 to hit.
Absolutely.
Okay. No, 22. See, it's like D&D Beyond. It shows the first one and that's it. It doesn't show the second one for some reason.
Oh,
with advantage. So 22 to hit.
Well, I can definitely see 22 to hit, and then
There we go. And 30 damage.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
Just slice him in half. Just you know what I mean, like.
So you're quick
just kind of like
quick off the mark, fly towards him, fire at his friend, and murder him, and shoot him, and sort of run him through with your blade. Now, from your position, you've gone about 50 feet.
So I'm not going to move anyway.
Okay. All good. One of the lizard folk on the side of the ship who had been sort of crawling up will do so, leaping over here towards you, Pauly. Where he will try and... What's he going to do here? Firstly, he tries to hit you with his big old Morningstar.
Mm-hmm.
15 to hit.
No, it does not hit.
Fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not today.
And then he tries to bite at your wings that are kind of flapping about. He sees
Many
colour.
fall in the
Primal
face of
Instinct
chaos,
takes over,
but not this one.
but a 10 is
Not
not going to do
today.
it, unfortunately.
No.
As we get to Karu's turn. And
Many
then
fall in the face of chaos, but not this one.
Karu lets out
Not today.
a wild whoop excitedly, and he
Many
takes
fall
off
in the
running
face
to the
of
big
chaos,
lizard
but
boy
not this one.
and
Not today.
and slashes at it with the
Many
cutlass.
fall in the face of chaos, but not this one. Not
Understandable.
today.
Understandable.
I don't know if he hits with an 11.
but not this one.
11 is not going
Not
to do it.
today.
It sort of glances off its scaly hide as it turns its head side to side to look at you with each eye.
And I will try again then.
Mhm.
Still excited about big lizard things on the ship. That seemed better.
22 will definitely hit.
Ooh. I'm wondering if this damage is going to count everything. Yes, it did. So 11 slashing damage.
Okay. 11 slashing damage here. Anything else?
I don't think so for now.
All good. And I believe that slows the creature, is that right?
Oh yeah, so it loses 10 feet of its movement.
Okay.
Also, no, never mind. Yes.
Let me put... I'll just put like a little frozen thing on there. We know he's slowed. Cool. All right, Sorn.
All right, from where I am standing, I want to firebolt the one that's currently closest. The one in front of Pauly.
Okay.
So I'm going to firebolt him, but I'm also going to twin dispel that.
Oh.
And I'm going to target the one that is just behind Pauly as well.
Hells yeah.
So, going to bop it with that. Oh, well, I don't think that worked.
The 9 does not
9.
hit, but the other one.
The other one is a... Oh, that one hits.
Yep.
24 for 15 damage, and I want the second one to hit the one that's just behind Pauly, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, the firebolt splits into two in midair. One of them glances off the lizard folk up on the top deck, is able to get his shield up in time to block it, and it kind of glances harmlessly off its wet shield. But the one on the deck behind Pauly didn't even see you shoot, and just you bean him on the back of the head, causing his little frills to get scorched.
And then could I start climbing down?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
I'm going to climb down my full movement, which is 40 feet.
Okay.
I'm still 20 feet up.
Now I think climbing you are at half speed.
Okay, so I'm 20 feet going down.
Yeah, cool. So if you want to right click, you can adjust your height. So just put yourself down at 40.
Very good.
Cool. All right. The scale shield in front of you is going to step over its comrade. I'm just going to get rid of this body. And is going to try and attack you back, Pauly. Sort of trying to shove you with his spiked shield to begin with. I believe that a 9 is definitely not going to hit. And also trying to beat you down with his Morningstar. Ooh, that's a little bit better. 18?
18 is my new armor class.
There you go. That is just 3 piercing damage. Not super impressive. But we continue on. You notice that there's a lizard person cruising on the back of on the back of the wyvern, and he looks down at you. What's he gonna do? Okay. So he starts casting a spell and points down at a point near where Pauly and Karu are. And... sorry, I'm just reading his spells when he casts a spell. Okay, yeah. So he shoots down a bolt of fire at you, Pauly. And okay. But you're able to easily sidestep out of the way as he kind of circles around on this thing. Let's see the speed. It's got speed for days. We like that. That'll be on the wyvern's turn, though. Cool. More lizard folks up in your grill, climbing aboard, and making their way onto the ship. Yama, what do you do?
I think Yama is just going to double move so he can go 60 feet. So that's 10, 20, 30. So he only has to go 35 to get to there. And then I'll action surge so that I can attack this round. Yama's just feeling really like PO'd that he's so slow and he's moving on the ship with all this armor and he's just trying to protect his friends. So we're gonna go in for a double attack on this guy in front of me. Oh, sorry, I just rolled damage. Oh, sorry.
That's right, just roll the attack as well.
13.
13's not going to hit, unfortunately, as it sort of clangs off that shield, and this lizard creature in front of you sort of hisses and snarls.
Alright, we'll go again. Oh no, Natty won with the blade. He's just like not used before, so he's
Oh.
In fact, that's
Ba-bow.
an excellent point. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Ooh, okay.
Oh no.
He's got a good con. Hey, look at that.
God damn.
All right. You
Second
feel
that deserves.
that. Yeah. You feel that this sword, it almost like starts beginning to drain your energy.
Ooh.
You can hear the in your mind. You hear the souls, perhaps the energy within the sword itself whispering to you, and you can feel your arm growing weak. But then you sort of center yourself like you've been doing over the last couple of days, and you're able to shrug it off.
I think he's just gonna put that down for now.
Okay.
And yeah, he's gonna keep to his original sword.
Okay. You feel very unwilling to part with the sword as you put it to the ground.
Okay.
And
He's like forcing himself.
yeah, you almost like have to pry your hands off the hilt and when it's almost like they're frozen to it.
Yeah. Alright, well, he does so.
Okay. Now, it was only your movement 30 feet to get there, right? You didn't have to dash. So do you have a regular action you wanted to... Because your actions...
Well, I moved 35 feet.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
so you did
so I
dash.
did, yeah.
Yep, all good. All right. The lizard folk, the big lizard, sort of swirls its claws around.
Dan, we've...
Oh, he's back.
Am I back?
Back, yeah, back.
There you go.
Just my audio drop out for a sec.
Your whole thing dropped out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
doing
stream even buffered.
been doing that a little bit recently. Oh god, we just got a bunch of gifted subs. Thank you, Bunburyist, Captain
Good
Bunburyist, captain of the Sluggy Freelance, I believe. Which before this guy's attacked them, we're gonna have to do a wild magic surge.
Bunny, the absolute legend.
What a nice guy.
Bunny is a legend. Actual fucking legend.
Now, can we? Does that work? No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought I'd set up something to let a d20 roll. Roll d20. Okay, this is going to be a nuisance, and we need to roll a d100. Okay. All creatures on the boat gain vulnerability to radiant damage for 1 minute. That's
It's
you and your allies and your enemies. As sort of some sort of wild magic pops off, you all feel slightly more undead, perhaps, and particularly vulnerable to the radiant sun and its beautiful light. What doesn't have radiant damage, though, is this creature that is going to attack with its claws and actually rend the field. So it's going to sort of reach out to try and hit both Pauly and Karu with the same strike.
Right.
Now, Pauly, have you taken any damage? You have taken some damage.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So it has advantage against you.
Oh, really? Cool.
Don't think it's that cool.
So on you, it rolls a 16. Was that enough in the end? I can't remember.
No.
And then on Karu with a normal roll. A 1. Yeah, so this, perhaps slowed by Karu's strikes, this lizard makes its, crawls on the side of the ship, tries to get between you both, and sort of swing around and strike, but you're able to easily fend it off, and you are not knocked prone in the process. Meanwhile, the wyvern is going to do a bit of a flyby on you, Sorn, as you're with the lizard folk shaman on its back, it's going to try and strike at you as you're sort of climbing your way down the netting.
If I've gone 20 feet down, would I be on I
I think you're on the ropes, right? Like
the pole below it? Because doesn't it go for the sails to mount? You've got the crossbars.
But
Wouldn't
to get
they
up and
be-
down, it's the rigging
The
on
ropes.
the side.
Yeah, true.
So first up, it's going to attempt to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
A 15 to hit.
If it meets, it beats. So yes.
Alrighty. Look, it's just a cheeky 14 piercing damage. And then as it flies past you, it attempts to hit you with the stinger on the end of its tail.
Oof.
But luckily that misses. A 12 does not hit. So it does
I am
its
going to
little bit
on
of a
that
flyby.
damage.
Yep.
As it flew by me and damaged me, I would very much like to hellish rebuke
Sure thing.
that. So we're gonna pop that. That is 16 fire damage back up its little claws that it got me with.
Yep. Yeah. So 16 fire damage. As it doesn't love that, but it's not anything more that regular people just don't like fire in general, and this wyvern is no exception. Bunbury's asking Fireworks was asking if that's 5 special inspirations for the team. I'm going to say you guys get 1 more inspiration in the pool, but the fun part about the gifting is the wild magic surge, I think.
Very pog.
Thank you. Because I know Dylan's out there just, trying to farm off $100 to his friends so they can buy more subs. So that he can get more.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that.
So that
Bunny's just
so that he can get more inspiration and more bonuses. I mean,
Bunny
if
just
anything,
comes
if anything,
through.
that should be a
He's
DM inspiration. I should have advantage on my next attack.
Bunny is the patron saint of legends.
Yeah.
It's always looking out for
And
the crew.
we thank him for it. We're back to the top of the round with Pauly. You are surrounded by lizard folk. One of them in particular, a big lizardy, Komodo dragon-esque kind of creature.
Yeah, and that's the one that's getting some. So, I am going to attack with Talon. And just do like a flurry of rapier attacks. 25 to hit.
25 will hit. And as you have your ally with you.
Next to me.
That's right.
I can get my sneaky boys, yeah. Yeah, cool. 23 damage.
That definitely bloodies the creature. It doesn't love that for sure.
And I am going to try and shoot the wyvern in the air.
Okay. Now,
That's long range.
And you have creatures in melee with you, so unless you have anything that prevents it, you are going to be at disadvantage on this attack.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay, yeah, bugger it. I'm still going to go for it because that just sounds cool.
Yeah. Actually, the other thing, you don't have anything that lets you reload the gun.
No, I don't. You're right.
Yeah. I'll let you
You're right.
drop the gun and pull out the dagger if you'd like to make a second attack.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Because I think we established you were going to.
That's
go for
right.
the
No,
6
that's right.
pistols
Because
and a
that's
dagger.
what I was going to do anyway. Yeah, correct. I was going to do that. You're right.
Yep.
You're right. You're right.
You haven't quite got the like the other captain with his sort of 6-shot pistol.
Yeah.
You've
No.
got
Yeah.
some-
Either way, I still want the 6 pistols like along the chest anyway. So yes,
Yep.
that's absolutely the case. Okay. I will attack with my dagger. Oh, natty 1, baby.
Woo!
9.
Love it. Yes, you lunge forward with the dagger, trying to attack whatever it is, but because perhaps you're surrounded, and you had to take the extra special care to put the pistol down gently, sweetly, you weren't quite as quick off the draw with the dagger and weren't able to make it land.
Damn it.
Anything else?
No. I'm saying I'm just gonna just yell out to the crew saying like, "We come on, we got this. This is our first boarding party. we can't do this. We can't. We don't even. Sorry. It's not even worth it for us making it to the bloody like Western Seas.
All
Just
right.
try amp him up, you know.
Yeah, get him keen.
Yep.
All right. The lizard folk behind you is going to try and crack you on the noggin with that Morning Star.
That's fair.
14, I believe, does not hit.
No, fucking Pauly the tank right now though.
And oh, geez, a lot of ones today. These lizard folk are just not ready for this. They thought they were ready this morning, but maybe they didn't have their pre-workout, and they're just getting very, very sluggish. Karu.
We were playing Bootylicious before, you know. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
Yeah, it completely revved Karu up. And, you know, when you're like, you know, we can do this. It's our first point. Karu's like, yeah, we got this. And he will activate his Crimson Right on the Cutlass and choose his fire damage. So just roll. I take 3. That's fine. And then, yeah, he's going to swing at the big boy. He wants to get the big boy.
Yeah. It's kind of looking at each of you with one eye each as it's sort of skittering across the side of the hull of the ship, reaching out, trying to swipe at you. 17
nice.
Will hit, yeah.
Cool. So that's 10 slashing damage, and then...
plus 3 fire damage, is that right?
No, that was damage I took to myself to activate it.
Gotcha.
This is the actual damage. Oh, much better. 5 fire damage to the creature.
Yeah, the creature definitely doesn't think it could hang on for another one of those. It is looking quite slashed and beaten.
Yeah, and Karu's just like trying to like get into its glittery eye sight. Like he's just sort of moving with the eye, and he goes to stab at the eye again.
The DM bar is ready. Thank you for reminding me of that, chat.
Last time this happened,
it fills up as bit subs and donations occur. But I'll let Karu finish their turn first. Sorry.
Oh no!
Okay, I don't know what this means.
This is really bad.
So that's 11 slashing damage, and another 5 fire damage to Big Lizard Man as Karu stabs it in the eye.
Excellent. How do you want to do this?
As Karu just like jams the cutlass into the eye, the fire emanates through the eye and the eyeball explodes.
Yes, perfect. And the creature sort of snarls and hisses as you remove the blade. It loses traction on the side of the ship and just kaplonks down into the water.
Karu then turns and looks at the other lizard folk dude that's near him and Pauly, and he's just like, "You and me, man. You and me."
One of the other crew, who's sort of been cowering sort of inside the ship, runs up onto the deck and yells, "Captain! Sails! Large galleon!
Oh, my God.
6 red griffins on a yellow field!"
Oh my God. Okay. Would I know that flag?
Probably not. Karu, you might though.
Do I? Okay.
Do you know much about the Prince's Navy? The Royal Navy?
Probably should, right?
Sure. You think that's probably one of the royal galleons. His royal ship is the HRS is what they call it.
What's the name of the royalty?
The ship itself, or the flag itself, sounds like Marquis Rizal.
Oh. I feel like Karu probably just go, Rizal's ship. The fuck's he doing here?
You know him as the Vice Admiral of the Royal Prince's Fleet.
Okay, yeah, he's probably thinking. Is
that a good thing or a bad thing?
You know what it is like with royalties. Is it ever really a good thing if they're around?
No, you are absolutely correct. It is never a good thing when they're around.
All right. Well, we'll continue on as they start getting closer and closer, with you fending off this boarding party. The ship itself is not at high. Your ship is not at high speed currently. Sorn.
Okay. So does that glitter stim that I have regenerate, or is it a one use only and then it's gone?
One use and then it's gone.
Okay. Well, Sorn. Oh. Yeah, good a time, isn't he? Sorn's going to use it.
Okay. Remind me what it does.
Okay, so the licorice glitter stem gives me haste for 5 rounds
Yeah, cool.
with no concentration because it's just a haste potion.
Yep.
That's wild.
All right. So now essentially I just have to fix up this real quick. I now have 80 feet of.
Yep. And it's your action
movement.
to drink it, but I believe it gives you an extra action.
Gives me an extra action, yes.
Yep.
So my first action is to drink it.
Yep.
So now I have 80 feet of movement, and I'm going to climb down another 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm to, I want to do something cool.
Everything you do is cool, Dylan.
Like, I'm going to get down 30 feet, and someone wants to, jump off of the rigging, and while he's in the air, he's going to twin spell and throw 2 Stormlord's blades
Mm-hmm.
at the 2 nearest to him.
Okay.
So that would be 1, 14 to hit,
14 will not hit, I'm afraid.
and 2. Oh my god, that's a 13.
Oh, God.
God damn it. Actually, can I burn my my set favored by the gods?
Yep.
It's an extra 2d4. So that would be 17 to hit.
17's dead on. Oh no, wait, it's even better than that. It's slightly better.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So which one was that for?
I want to hit the one that is currently flanking Pauly.
Yeah, perfect.
And that was 12 radiant damage.
Aha, yes. As you're all vulnerable to radiant, that is what would normally not affect these creatures, but thanks to the wild magic surge of Captain Bunbury, you just see it burn up, explode in white hot light. All the other lizard folk kind of look a little bit shocked and afraid.
Yeah, so ultimately you see Sorn coming down, and he's like, it's a little bit slow to start. He's like, oh, nope, too high. Down a bit more. Still too high, that's gonna hurt. A little bit more. Yeah, that'll do. Does kicks off and jumps through the air and throws 2 blades out.
Mm-hmm.
The first one to the one closest to Sorn, closest to Yama, it goes between Yama and the creature.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, sorry. And the other one just sort of nails the other one in the back of the head.
Excellent. Anything else
lands.
out of your craziness?
No, that's it.
Perfect. All good. All right. The lizard folk in between Pauly and Yama seems to not really have and Karu seems to not really be having a great chance. Hitting Pauly is going to try and aim at Karu with the Morning Star. Big old hit. And when I say big old hit, I mean a 13. I assume that's not going to be enough.
Nope.
So he's going to try and shove Pauly with his spiked shield. But I believe a 13 is not going to cut it either.
No bingo.
No. All right. The shaman up top raining down all upon you all. Casts a 20-foot square. How do we... Can we do that?
Oh god.
Yeah, on your ship specifically. It's spike growth. That's cooler. Yeah, so weeds and vines start growing out of the wood planks of your ship, and I need you all to make a strength saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Anyone that's on the deck of the ship.
Why can't it be an intelligence saving throw?
Oh my god. 2.
One.
Not looking forward to this.
Like, this is my thing.
All right. So anyone who failed, the DC is only 12.
I made it with a -1.
Anyone who
They
failed
solved
is restrained by entangling plants. So the vines and growth are pulling up from the deck, growing from the deck of the ship, and holding you all in place. The lizard folk are fine, and they, now that you are restrained, I believe they get advantage on these attacks, which might actually help them. Yeah. So restrained is your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So Yama, the one that's attacking you, is going to hit for a 19, I believe.
Oh, just hits my AC.
Yeah. And Pierce hits you with its Morning Star for 7 damage.
Right.
And then it's going to try and get a bite in on you with advantage.
Ouch.
This time a 19 again. For 7 damage.
One cast is going down.
And it's your turn.
All right, awesome. Well, he's gonna attack this guy who's standing in front of him, but I want to use.
You're very quiet, Cait. I'm just going to turn you up in my ear.
Oh, I'm just like very congested as well, so maybe it's me.
Oh, okay, that's all good. I'm just going to crank you up.
Alright, so I'm gonna do, I don't know. I'm gonna do Fighting Spirit to give myself advantage on attack rolls until the end of the turn, so it's nullified.
Yep.
And I get 5 temporary HP. And then I'm gonna attack this guy twice with my Katana of the Way. 24. Suck it.
24 will definitely hit.
Come on, yes. Maximum damage, 14. Going again.
Cool.
Oh!
20!
Nice.
Hells yeah.
Hells yeah. So do I roll that twice?
If you click the roll damage, it might be smart enough to do the full crit
sorry.
worth of damage. That's right.
Uh,
Yeah.
give me some good damage.
So you roll two-handed, right? So it's 12
Yes.
regular and 10 crit. So it ends up being 22
Ooh.
slashing damage. This creature is certainly bloodied.
Yes. Dope. I don't have any other free actions. Oh, I do want to cast. I can do my infuse item, which is a special action, so not an action. And I'm just going to cast Returning Weapon on one of my katanas.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Fireworks made a good point. Yeah, you've probably chopped off an arm or maybe you've chopped off this creature's tail and left to its own devices. Maybe it will grow back eventually. Or if you keep the tail, who knows? Maybe it'll grow a lizard person. But he's certainly not happy about it. And despite having you at his relative mercy of you being restrained, he's definitely looking the worst off. Anything else?
No, that's it. Me.
All good. The wyvern is going to swing past and try and scrape at you again. Oh, you're on the deck of the ship now, though, aren't you, Sorn?
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably a bit hard for it to get at you there next to the... now that you're underneath all the rigging. So it's going to do a bit of a flyby of Karu. And so, Katie, you can blame Sorn. So blame Dylan for putting you in harm's way. Ho, 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 ho!
You're welcome.
That'll be a bit of a bow.
Natty 20.
Natty
Oh
20 on
no!
the bite.
Oh god. Really wish you
come
didn't
on.
say to blame me for that.
That's,
God damn it, Dylan.
17 piercing damage as it bites at you there, and then it swings out with its stinger, and you are restrained, which makes it a little bit easier to dig this into you. A 25, I believe, is going to hit.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
You get stung by the stinger, and you're going to take 35 damage total.
I was going to say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What was the second damage? Because I've already done.
So the first damage was 17. No, sorry. The first damage of the bite, 17. The stinger, you're going to take 4 piercing damage from the actual sting, and then 27 poison damage.
Jesus.
And I'm going to need you to make a Constitution... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Give me a Constitution saving throw first. My bad. And if you succeed, you won't take 27 poison damage.
Okay, hang on. Let me just add the 27 back then before we do it.
Yeah. So my bad.
Shit.
I jumped the gun here.
Con save.
Con save. So 4 damage locked in. Whew. All right. You take half. So you take 13. We'll call it 13. Poison damage.
God damn.
See, it's not as bad as we thought it was. It's fine. You're all fine. The ship.
Totally fine.
The ship.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yep.
I'm sorry, Dan. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's fine. I see you're bloodied.
Yeah. It's not bad. No.
That's not my fault. We did establish that that's Dylan's fault. As we go into Pauly's turn, as the galleon, you can now see its sort of big sails. They've got white sails, but with like a big red X on them, sailing towards you.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to try and break free of these bonds.
Okay. So I believe it's an action to attempt to break free of this entanglement.
Yep.
Use your action to make a strength saving throw against the spell save DC.
Oh my god, that is not a good thing for me. 12.
12 is just enough.
Oh, yes. Alright. I am going to then just dive for this wyvern and actually try and attack the wyvern.
Okay.
With Talon.
All right.
So just like fly. I understand. Yeah, I'll get attack. Opportunity of attack.
You don't if you just it's like at ground level now. So whoops, I deleted the wyvern. That's you're so cool. You killed it. Yeah. So yeah, you can just reach out. You don't need to leave the threatened square to
Right. Okay.
To try and stab this thing. Now it'll be with your offhand. Is that right, or do you get to?
Yeah, my bonus action.
Bonus action. Yeah. Cool.
$22 to hit.
22 will definitely hit. And
I'm
as
gonna re-roll one of those d6s.
Sure. Yeah, as Karu is obviously right next to you and right next to this creature, you get to apply that sneak attack despite it having a rider on its back.
Yeah.
And what's the total damage?
That is 27.
All right. It doesn't love that, but it is still looking strong. This thing is definitely not bloodied yet.
Just gonna tear it across its belly.
Yeah, as it flies by, you sort of catch its belly as it sort of sinks that tail spike into Karu. And if there's nothing else, it's Karu's turn.
Yep.
Cool. So it made 2 attacks when it attacked me.
Yes.
I mean, just double checking something. Cool. Nice. Great for me.
Cool and normal.
Cool and normal. Love that. For my bonus action, I would like to curse the wyvern with the blood curse of bloated agony.
That's good.
Yeah, it does sound.
That sounds horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had that once in my uni days.
Yeah. We've all had it at some point in our
It's
life.
me
not
whenever
good.
I eat cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's worth it though.
Yes, you're right.
And I think I'm gonna amplify it,
Do it.
which means I think I take a d6 damage. Sorry, just trying to read it. I've not actually done a blood curse yet. Oh, yeah. Let me roll my. Whew, 2 damage. Cool. So I cut. You see Karu with his cutlass, just like slash his shoulder, and then point at the wyvern. So the way it works, because I've amplified it, it's for a minute, and the cursed creature can make a con saving throw at the end of each of its turns to try and end the curse, but the creature has disadvantage on strengths and dex checks and takes 1 d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than 1 attack on its turn.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Well, it's definitely gonna do
Awesome.
that.
Cool. So that's just me. And then angrily, Karu is going to stab at it with the cutlass,
With disadvantage.
which still. Yeah, great. So happy about that. It still has the Crimson Rite activated on it, by the way. That doesn't go
Cool.
away.
Perfect.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. I will move my camera.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That
people
annoyingly
want.
didn't. That didn't roll. It didn't come through. It rolled in.
That's all right. Just tell me the roll.
D&D Beyond. Yeah, 10.
And
10's not going to do it on a wyvern, I'm afraid. It's close.
That's fine. I'm gonna try again with disadvantage. I'm just gonna roll twice, so that it comes through. So first roll.
yes.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but second roll.
Oh.
11 is not going to cut it.
Oh.
You certainly don't need to, but I do remind you that there is the inspiration pool, thanks to the pay-to-win aspects of this game.
Yeah, use it.
I don't know what that is.
So you can use... This is a thing. I think that you may not know this because Tyler never gives us inspiration. Inspiration is after you roll, but theoretically before you know the result, you can use up your inspiration to roll another d20 as if you have advantage. So you could use up one of those inspiration points to roll again and try, if it's either going to be the 11 or whatever you roll, whatever's higher.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. We'll just play that Karu is frustrated.
Frustrated and pinned by, so his tentacles are being held down by these sort of entangling vines.
Yeah. He went from having a good time to having a not so good time.
That's right. Sorn, the hasted boy, the quick boy. Sorn the quick.
Quick boy.
Sorn the quick
Sorn
slick, they say.
the Swift.
That's what the ladies call him.
Yeah, you know it. Anyway, Sorn's going to... he's going to... On his way over to this bad boy in front of Yama, he's going to hex him.
Okay.
So we're going to bop that. And
Does he have to make some kind of check?
he has to... Yeah, no, he has to make a... Yeah, I have to attack.
Oh,
But that I just pre-rolled it. So I'm going to Stormlord's Blade this guy. That is a 20 to hit for 12 radiant.
that's more than enough. How do you want to do this? And what does it look like? So as he runs over there, what does the curse look like? Do you give him the evil eye? Does he mutter some shit? Like, is it like emo lyrics?
He just as he's running over, you see like a dark sort of smoke, like sort of start to ephemerate around his eyes, and then you just see a quick flash of light, and then the creature just visibly looks like it's starting to feel drained. And that's a mix of the scary old god that we don't know who it is, and the scary thunder god who just doesn't like Sorn.
So a combination of sort of dark smoke and lightning behind the sunglasses just sort of cascading out like dry ice at a concert. Love it.
But in saying that, I killed him before. Well, yeah, all right. I hexed him on the way over, and then he killed him. So now Sorn is going to continue on his way. He's on his merry way up to the edge. He's going to turn and face the guy that's behind Karu and fire a flintlock.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time he's going to use a flintlock, but he's going to fire it.
Oh no.
That is 17 for 4 damage.
Yep. So there's a sort of you see Sorn raises his pistol. You hear that the flash and the creature howl and yowl in pain as that does bloody it.
All right, I shot him in the back of the knee.
Yeah, he doesn't love that.
Yeah, he better not fucking love that. Dog. And then... Wait, what does it say about Hex? Because I used the bonus action to cast it, target drops to 0 points before this spell ends. You can use a bonus action on a... Okay, cool. Subsequent turn. Yep. Sweet. And I will end my turn there with my trap cards face down.
Ooh, excellent. The creature's not stoked about that, but what it is stoked about is attacking this helpless-looking Karu. It itself is bloodied. It's going to try and attack with the Morningstar. A new Karu. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that's a solid 6 piercing damage. And then it tries to bite at Pauly. Actually, for its second attack, it's going to try and sort of shove Pauly into the water and sort of go over the side with him. Pauly, this is going to be a athletics versus acrobatics contest.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to beat a 23.
18.
Not enough, I'm afraid, as it grabs you and you both go hurtling into the water. Though Karu, you will get an attack of opportunity as he flies past.
Yes, please. Can I just take that opportunity to grab Pauly instead?
No.
Is it with disadvantage?
I guess so. You've got a free you've got free tentacles. Yeah. So you can make a grapple check against Pauly.
Yeah, I can, my grappling appendages can be used as an attack. So
yeah.
I would say that I would attempt to grapple Pauly.
Yeah. So I'll let you do whatever it is you want to do as a grapple. I'm going to say you have to beat that 18 of his though, because he is trying to not get hit by stuff. It's not like he's trying to dodge all incoming, and you're yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What can you do? You grapple with your acrobatics as well? Oh, grappling, very close.
Yeah.
But,
I do.
Yeah. They have their own special grappling, but a 17 does not beat an 18. I'm sorry, Katie. As you hear a splash overboard. As Pauly goes into the drink with this creature.
Yeah, I unfurl the tentacle and there's a feather in it, and I'm like,
Yeah. You grabbed a little bit too close to his bald spot, and you pulled some of the remaining feathers out. And
oh.
The shaman commands the wyvern to sort of get more height. I think I removed it from the initiative, so it's gonna just go on the shaman's turn, but it's just gonna start floating up as the shaman, seeing this stuff here is not going well, and seeing the sails approaching, starts trying to get height and get distance from all of you. The lizard folk who's next to you, Yama, is going to look around, see this, and hear sort of a screech from the shaman, turn around to look at it's the only one left on board the ship, and is going to attempt to leap off. You're going to have a chance to make an attack of opportunity here.
Doesn't seem good.
Oh shit.
12 is not going to cut it, I'm afraid. as you hear it splash into the water as well. And it is your turn.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna move. Oh, I'm gonna try and free myself from these vines.
Yep. So strength check, strength saving throw.
Strength check. 15.
That'll get you out. Yep. So you're able to tear off the vines holding you in place.
Alright, I'm just gonna head to the edge and see if I can cluck Pauly.
Pauly's sort of in the water at water level, so he's definitely out of like a hand's reach. As the ship's probably like what 15, 20 feet off the waterline. Timmy, you know more about boats than I do.
Yeah, around that. But this is like a schooner, so probably around 10 feet.
Yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
Is there like a rope I can throw him or something? Like, I know he's a fucking bird, but can you just fly out of the water?
Unclear. I don't know if we've discussed it. I'm not sure if Pauly's like a duck, where if his feathers are wet, how good he is at flying.
Most birds don't really have a problem for that, though. Like,
Okay.
in all honesty, you
Right,
know what I
'cause
mean?
they can
Like,
fly
it
in
is
the
one
rain
of
and
those.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright, well,
But yeah,
then
you
I'll
can.
leave him.
There's plenty of ropes around the ship. Absolutely, you're able to cut one off and or untie one and hurl it down into the water.
Okay, just in case. He's just gonna be like, "Oh, Captain, you all good?"
Yeah, going all right. But I'm a bit worried about what this Hydra's about to do, or this high wyvern, sorry, is about to do.
Wasn't it leaving?
It's
I
gaining
mean-
height and moving away, and everyone seems to be abandoning ship.
Okay,
just gonna
parrots do
leave it
not
there.
swim well, but healthy adult parrots float, so they can float at least.
I love that you
Alright.
Googled.
So yeah, you've thrown a line down to Pauly. Pauly, if you want to use that to help get out of the water, you'll certainly have advantage on anything you wish to do in that regard.
They still repel water.
And it is your turn, unless Yama's got other things that he would like to do.
No.
All good.
Yeah, they still repel water, so we're good.
All right.
I'm going to thank Yama first off. I'm going to use that like leverage to just kind of like launch off and fly towards this wyvern.
Okay. The creature that's in the water with you and kind of pushed you in is going to get an attack on you then.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So he's going to try and bite at you as you burst out of the water. 14 to hit, I assume will not hit.
Doesn't hit, no.
No? Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to get like extra dash.
Yep.
And so I'll go up to 60 feet with this wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
And then attack it with Talon.
Okay.
$21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit. Now, unfortunately, because it has a rider, it is adjacent to an ally.
Yeah, I understand that.
Cool.
Just trying to hurt it.
Sure.
13 damage.
All right, 13 damage. Cool. All right, you sink this talon into its rear haunches as it's flying away. It looks back at you upon seeing this. It is still not bloodied.
I just want to stab it right in its butt.
Yeah. Mission
Or
accomplished.
whatever the wyvern equivalent of a butt is.
Yeah, I think, do lizards also have a cloaca, I guess? It's a question for the ages.
I think we're about to find out.
Yeah, it does now after that piercing strike. You've certainly opened up something. Anything else out of you?
No. Like maybe I'll just move. I'll move 20 feet down.
Yep.
So just down to 40 feet. So still kind of in range of him, but you know, he'd have to get closer if he wanted to fight me.
Yep. And then it's Karu's turn.
Where did the wyvern go?
Up. Oh, I must have deleted it. My bad.
Yeah, disappeared off the map. I guess Karu is just going to try and break out of these restraints, I think.
Yep.
Oops.
That's an action to do so.
And he does, which is nice. Well, I'm assuming he does with a 17.
17 is, yes, more than enough. You're all about it.
Yeah, cool. And I think he kind of like looks up at the wyvern and just kind of sighs, like, why can't I fly?
Yeah.
And then I think he's just going to come and stand over next to Yama and just like look down into the water to see where that lizard folk went. I'm assuming he's swimming away.
Yeah, he's sort of swimming down and away, or he's about to, I guess, after attempting to bite Pauly. But he's about to do the sort of the tuck under and go under the waves. But as we get to your and Sorn's turn, he is still on the surface enough for you to pop shots if you've got bananas to throw at him or whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming I used the full attack action to get out of those restraints.
Yes.
I wouldn't have my second attack per se.
No, just your bonus action, yeah.
Yeah, which is nothing. So I think he just stares down at the lizard, just like, ugh.
Cool. Sorn?
All right. I am going to move up a bit, and I'm going to move my hex over onto the wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
So now he is hexed. The same smoke, flash of light from his eyes, and then bang, the wyvern's hexed.
Hexed. Yeah.
He is hex ed. And then he's 60 feet up, is he?
Yeah. Give or take.
Would I be
Diagonal,
able to, if I
so
were...
it's like a non-Euclidean world, or possibly Euclidean. Who knows?
So if I were here,
Sure.
would I be able to throw something that is 60 feet at him?
I'll allow it. Sure.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, Sorn is going to throw Stormlord's Blade at... He's going to twin spell throw Stormlord's Blade at the Shaman and the Wyvern. So that is the first one for the Wyvern. That is...
Nice.
Is that a natty 20?
That's a natty 20 and it gave me 10 damage.
Yes, but it is 10 radiant damage.
Yes. Radiant damage with Hex. So that's 15.
And the hex is
damage.
necrotic, so...
Necrotic, yes.
Unless you can choose with the hex, I don't know. Is it always necrotic? It sounds like it's always an necrotic thing.
Yeah, it's an always necrotic thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
That bloodies the wyvern. As you throw the blade up, Pauly, you're able to sort of bank out of the way slightly, and the lightning blade from Sorn's arm strikes into the wyvern, horribly burning it. The sort of light, even you feel a bit of that heat is something you don't want. As you feel particularly, you are also somewhat vulnerable to radiant right now too. And the wyvern does not look good. It is bloodied. The second one, you throw up, Sorn, strikes into the shaman atop the wyvern. How do you want to do this?
So the first one that hit the wyvern, I want to hit it in like sort of that.
The wyvern's still alive. Sorry. How do you want to kill the shaman?
Yeah. No, I want to like do the whole thing. I just want to hit it like where, like sort of like where Smaug got hit by the thing, because now he's bloodied or like it's weakened now. So the wyvern takes that, and then the second one was following like straight behind it, and it looked like it was gonna hit the wyvern, but then it veered off and like struck the other one like in the throat.
Yeah, and he sort of clutches at his throat, burning from inside, lets out a bit of a shriek. And falls off the wyvern into the water, but is already burnt up and ash before he hits the waves.
And that is... I'll yell to everyone. I'm like, he seems slower. That was a big hit. Use it. Use it while you can. I'll end my turn there.
And now, does your hex your hex does other things, right? You get to choose that it has disadvantage on...
Oh, yes.
it's all ability checks. Oh, with the chosen ability. Yeah.
With the chosen ability, yes. What are we thinking, guys?
Is this the wyvern?
Yeah.
It already has disadvantage on strength and dex checks, so don't do that.
Okay, so I'm going to give it disadvantage on con.
Cool. All right. Excellent. The lizard folk unattended in the water that tried to bite at Pauly will duck its head under and swim below the waves to where you can no longer see it. Anything out of... I guess it's the wyvern, whilst trying to gain height, flying, trying to get away from you, Pauly, roaring and screeching as it's taken this radiant damage. It's going to try and claw at you while sort of beating its wings and getting higher and higher and higher.
Is it going down? Is it going down 20 feet to me though? Because remember, I'm 20 feet below.
Oh, you're
it.
20 feet below. I think after that display, no, it flies higher and higher and tries to leave, especially as it's lost its rider, and it has a movement speed of 80 feet.
Bye. I mean, mind you, if I use all 3 of my movements,
I think if it's not attacking though, it's dashing, right? So it's
good point.
It's like 160 feet.
Yeah, damn it, that's still not enough.
Yeah,
it will win no matter what.
As it circles higher and higher, and you kind of see it limping, fly limping off into away from the ship that is, if you remember, is getting closer and closer to yours. As we end combat there. Very good. You solved my lizard folk puzzle. But thanks to the DM bar getting full early, you still have another problem to deal with. There's no time to rest. There's no time to lose. The ship is actually a lot closer now in the time it takes you to get back onto the deck of your ship, Pauly. And you can now see on the deck, instead of...
Where about? Which side of the ship are they?
They're to your west, so sort of a... and you can see... actually, give me perception checks.
Can see if there's any more details, like, about the ship. Can I see the people on there, and do they look like they're arming, like getting ready for battle?
Sure. Give me a perception check. Is my
16.
Yeah. 16. Yeah, cool. I just saw like all my cameras reset and stuff, so I'm like, oh god, I did that thing again. 16. Yeah, so you see instead of like the motley outfits you're used to seeing, all these sailors appear to be wearing a uniform of sorts. And you see a line of soldiers on the deck. And mostly though, they're not in a position where they're not aiming at you by any means, but there are soldiers with sort of halberds, bows, on the deck of the ship, and you can see gun ports opening up. This is probably maybe something new for you. You saw a giant cannon on the gangplank on the Reaver ship, but these little windows open up at the on the lower decks of the ship, and you see what appear to be cannons sort of coming out either side.
How nice is this? Is this a really nice ship?
It's really nice.
And how many soldiers do you reckon there was going to be? Like a rough count?
This is
for a 16 perception.
This is it is like a galleon, so this is probably like a 3 to 4 deck ship, 2 decks of guns, and how many would crew a ship like that? I mean, pirate ships run on a smaller crew anyway, even for...
They do, correct. Yeah, military will probably sit around.
Yeah. In fact, though, as you approach, you hear a call over the waves. By order of the prince, prepare to be boarded and inspected.
Anyone know who this prince is?
I don't even know where I am.
I mean, I do.
Yeah?
Dan, what do I know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would know that the prince sits on the volcanic throne at the center of the kingdom, or the princedom, of Aurora. This is one of his royal ships, the HRS. And this is the kind of thing they say, right? Like, because they have. It's not like it's unlikely the prince knows you exist. It's more that they have command to carry out things in the prince's name.
Yeah, it's all like pomp and stand. The princes are actually here. Like, it'd be weird if he was here, probably sitting on his
okay.
It's the Prince of Aurora. Sits on the volcanic throne.
Oh, so what they want to do like a check of the ship.
Yeah, they're doing that thing where they're like, "Whoa, we're here with the prince."
Oh crap! We have a lot of contraband underneath. Sorn, do you want to try and somehow hide all of the creatures we have below?
They're not contraband, are they?
Yeah.
Thought it was just a delivery.
Yeah, they're contraband, buddy.
Nah, well, I don't know how I'm gonna hide that. I don't think they'll fit up here. And he gestures to his sleeve. But I don't think anyone knows. Like, no one else knows that.
They know you bought a thing.
Yeah, but they don't know that it is now merged into my sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows this. He's just pointing to the sleeve of his jacket. Like, I can't put it in here.
Sorn just doing weird Sorn things. Now, I mean. My first thought was just we take their ship, but I'm like, yeah, okay. Like the second those ports opened up, and then you said that he was kind of important. Maybe we shouldn't. But I'm thinking about it.
Like he's not going to be there. But like, yeah, like they are all.
Do you reckon his ship would be nicer?
I don't. I've never seen any other ship. I only know about this one. I assume he's got like a few. He has.
Maybe we should steal the actual prince's ships.
Yeah, or like steal the volcanic throne itself. It's pretty fucking cool. Like, to be fair, like these guys here are just like, they're those like interior like guys. They never really get out much. They don't really do it. Like, they're not very good at their jobs. They're just like, they have the nicer uniforms. Like,
how screwed would we be if we stole this ship?
Probably pretty screwed. Like I said, this is the one I know about, which makes me think maybe it's his favorite.
Yeah, this is definitely sort of one of the big galleons of the fleet, and there's probably helmed at this is probably some kind of admiral or vice admiral. Though the navy is sort of a different department to where you come from, Karu. You're more the ecclesiastic kind of area.
The guys on this ship never really got along with me and my mate. It's like they always thought they were above us. They're very like themselves. I never saw them in a fight, so as far as I'm concerned, they don't know how to wield a sword. But I feel like they'd be a bit put out if we took the ship.
All right. Well, we're gonna raise like the nautical flags for acceptance. So like accepting the boarding then.
Yep.
So we'll chuck them up.
So you have a few minutes as they get closer and closer. Sorn, what are you off doing, seeing as you've been given an instruction?
I 100% just said I cannot hide what is below deck. But I will go below deck to where all of the contraband is.
Mm-hmm. Specifically the Rothe.
Yes. And I just want to double check something real quick. Where is it gone? 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna wait until Pauly will hear in his mind at the very last second. Let me know
when they're coming down.
Yeah, and then at the very last second, Sorn's gonna cast darkness and fill the whole bottom deck that has all of our shit with just pitch black darkness.
All right, cool.
All
right, sweet.
Love it. All right, so it gets closer, and you see a gentleman on the side of the ship as it pulls up beside you. You see a group of soldiers sort of readying a plank to board, and this gentleman has sort of outrageous peacock feathers in his hat. Those kind of shin-high boots, and he speaks loudly and clearly. He says, "You have the honor of being detained by my lord, the most honorable Marquis Rizal, captain of the HRS Crimson Spear, knight of the Aurora, vice admiral of His Royal Prince's fleet, grand champion companion of the Order of Magma, commander of the Order of Morning Sun." And he goes on in that vein for some time.
Yeah, and Karu just like whispers, not very loudly to Pauly, like, "See, it's all just pomp and like it's just nothing. Like, what even is that?"
Pauly's been watching way too many, like guards, beating on people for no apparent reason. So he's like, "Why are we being detained, huh? Like, you have to have a probable cause to detain us."
Do you yell that back out to?
No. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it to them.
Yeah. Small conversations like that don't carry across the water at the distances they're at currently. But as they get closer, they throw the gangplank board over, and this gentleman marches down the plank, steps foot onto your ship.
You have like a photo of him?
I don't have of this guy. I have of the next guy though. And the herald steps up. Who greets him, or who's there when he lands on your ship?
One of you guys want to do it?
No, not me. Karu is like backed away to the other side of the ship.
All right, I'll do it. Unless you want to, Yama.
Yama's definitely there, but he's the strong.
Do you want to be like my support muscle? To stand there, be looking tough behind me.
Exactly, he'll do exactly that.
All right,
perfect.
So he looks you up and down, Pauly, and sort of acknowledging your plumage as well. Definitely making a note of that. And
my literal plumage,
literal plumage compared to his borrowed plumage.
I'm definitely like have the feathers like stuck out as well.
Yep. And he says, "Who is your commander?"
Oh there, Captain Pauly. Pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure. I am Harold Benito. And what are your titles? As you see, the sort of a group of 6 soldiers
one second.
falling in behind a tall gentleman that looks a gentleman in every sense of the word, except for gentle. He is dressed like an admiral, and behind him are guys with breastplates, halberds, swords, etc. And the guy that's about to, or is starting to walk across, looks like my boundary just shut itself while I pulled that up. Okay, good. He looks a bit like this.
Pompous looking dick.
The mustache.
He looks sick if you ask me. I think that looks dope.
Very
he looks dope, but he also looks like I want to kill him.
Who's the general in Full Metal Alchemist? Very like the head of the alchemy group. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
The one with the eye patch. That's evil, I think. Spoilers for Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, the Führer, that's the one.
Yeah.
Very Admiral Führer.
Bradley.
Yeah. Whilst my Foundry resets. So yeah, he sort of says to you in not like a whisper or anything, but he's just like, well, I shall announce you then. What are your titles?
I've been literally the whole time since you said that, I've been trying to think of titles.
All right. What has Pauly thought of in that time?
Fuck all.
And when he sees like that blank look on your face, he's like,
Just captain.
You didn't happen to attend a prestigious university or anything?
No. No, just the School of Hard Knocks.
And as the guy steps onto your ship, or just before he steps onto your ship, he looks at you and goes, "Oh, okay. Well, things will go easier with your most expensive wine." And the commander steps, or sort of the admiral that he was announcing steps onto your ship. The herald walks up to him and says, "My lord, let me present to you Captain Pauly of the School of Hard Knocks."
I'll do like a big flourishing bow. Did he bow when he greeted himself, or like Was there any like little like polite idioms that he would have done?
Yes. I think he stood at attention and probably saluted the commander. And
I won't salute him. That's weird.
no.
I'll just bow. I'll do like a big flourishing bow.
Yeah. And the Marquis looks around at each of you on the deck, and I assume there's no other real crew on the deck because everyone kind of went below deck for
The fighting, yeah.
for the fighting. And he says, "Well, Captain, I assume your ship is ready for inspection. You, as an outsider, you may or may not know this, but all ships in and out of the princedom of Aurora are subject to search and seizure. We don't allow certain things in our seas."
No, well, actually, this is our first time out this way. We're just coming west for the very first time. So no, I don't know nothing really. Don't want to be rude though, So yeah, I mean, search away if you want to. Like, well, what are the contrabands you're talking about?
Too many to list, unfortunately, and ignorance is not a defense. And he sort of looks behind him, and the 6 Marines sort of who've marched on the gangplank behind him all settle onto the ship and say, by your leave, Captain, they will begin their investigation. Do we have an officer's quarters where we can wait?
Yeah, sure. All right, nothing they can do about it. I'm gonna like
I'm in Sorn's room.
I'll take him to the captain's quarters, absolutely.
Yep.
But I'm gonna tap the the ladder down towards that area. I'm gonna tap it 3 times and then gesture to the Marines. Well, down there, that's where the cargo is, and then I'll take him to the captain's quarters.
Yep.
Yama, I say, Yama, do you want to come with me?
Absolutely, Captain.
Perfect.
Karu,
And then I might even just do with Karu, who just got this. Watch them. As sneakily as I can.
So Karu, do you go with them, or do you lead them, kind of thing, or what do you do?
Well, I mean, I didn't know that Sorn's gone down there to cast darkness, so yeah, I feel like Karu is just trailing behind them and probably saying things like, "So, is this what you signed up for when you took this job? Pretty big of you, huh? Just checking out people's ships for cargo.
Yeah,
what a career!" And he's just egging them.
Nothing the whole time.
Yeah, behind them. Like, oh, you're lifting crates and checking through boxes. That must be great for you.
Yeah, once you're like, once the captain, once the admiral and Captain Pauly are kind of in the room and the door's closed, whilst they're still like professional, they certainly like ease up a little bit. And one of them just is kind of like, oh well, it's a living, gets you off the islands and gets you off the home island. Not much. It's not too bad. We barely see any real action. Just smugglers, pirates, Everyone's there hasn't. I mean, the princedom hasn't gone to war really in a long time. It's all been pretty peaceful.
Yeah, it's just been peaceful. You do is basically admin, but on the go.
Well, I mean, the borders need to be protected as they, each of them are kind of going through. They're like knocking. Yeah, they're knocking on boxes, opening crates, just
protected
like
from
looking around.
cargo. Ooh,
on
dangerous.
On that first level. Let me see if I can refresh. My page is still not refreshed. Now, Sorn, I believe you're in the lowest level of the ship. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as I hear the boots clinking down, I want to cast darkness in the room and then make my way back up. And,
so you come like up the ladder.
Bump into him.
Yeah, you come up the ladder as they kind of look down and in. One of them's got like a lantern or whatever it is, and they're looking down. The light does not pierce through that globe of inky blackness within the hold, and they they look down, they see you sort of emerging from the darkness, and I guess your body's almost, or like your legs are almost like cut off by the darkness, right? And they're like, oh God, the smell. What's down there?
Oh, you don't want to go down there. That's the latrine.
Give me a deception check, please, Sorn.
Come on, Sorn.
Can I guidance myself? Like as I'm climbing up, there's just a little zap of guidance.
And maybe use some fucking inspiration just in case. But make this an advantage. Use one of the inspirations.
You absolutely can use guidance from your cantrip or whatever. If it's got a verbal component, do you need to tell me what it is you say to yourself? Are you going to subtle spell it? Okay, even better. I was going to say, like, what do you say to yourself? Because you could probably still say it while you're down there, right? And you can kind of mutter it to yourself.
I'll say it. Yeah, I'll mutter it to myself. I don't. I'll just. Yeah, it does verbal. I'll just, as I'm climbing up, I'll just go all in a day's work.
Yeah.
As I'm coming back up the ladder, and I am also going to use one of the inspirations.
Okay.
Just fucking absolutely worth it.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yes.
The D4.
They see you coming up. They totally don't notice the immaculate clothes you're wearing, like that are unsullied at all. Yet you are seeming to be climbing out of the bilges that you're claiming are just filled to the brim with bio soup.
I'm just imagining like Ace Ventura, the "Whoo! Do not go in there." That's basically it. Just one sitting there, just like he's got this dumb look on his face. His head's just like, yeah.
Like the two kind of guards at the front are kind of just like holding their noses, like, oh God, and there's others like on other floors, or they kind of going around. They're like, oh yeah, no, and they go to search other things on this floor. Pauly and Yama, you find yourself in the captain's quarters with the admiral. Pauly, how do you arrange this? So you lead him to the captain's quarters, I imagine.
Sure. Yep, just lead him in there. Where we go?
I'm just going to move some people around. Yep.
Yep. Lead him in there. He can have the choice of whether he wants to sit in my chair or not. I'm being polite here.
Sure. Yeah. Do you motion for him to sit down, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yep. So he sort of looks around, and then sits down in the captain's chair that you've vacated. His herald is in here with him. Let me see if I can just find a token. Just sort of standing by his side, kind of thing. And says, he says, quite the ship you've got here.
It does the job.
And
I'm going to take my hat off, and I'm going to grab some little shot glasses that I probably have stashed somewhere in this cabin, and pour shots of my hat whiskey.
Okay, yeah. So you pour 4 shots, or how many?
Yep.
So you're able to fill up these sort of 4 small glasses, and you put them on the table and offer them to the admiral. What does that look like, or what do you like? Do you raise the glass? Do you offer a toast? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'd probably just raise the glass and go, cheers. This is some of the finest stuff you can find down out east.
He kind of smells it and says, "We don't often get things from the east. So you are from the Sword Coast, is that right?"
That is correct. Yama, my good compatriot, and I, and the rest of the crew, venturing first for the first time out west. And look, we're pretty new to these seas, and we definitely want to do some business and not make any enemies just yet, or make the right enemies. If you catch my drift.
He says, "Oh, so you are," and he when you raise your glass and go to drink, like he'll do the same, and he gives a bit of a Like, I think it's probably a bit, burny for what he was expecting. But he takes it well. And he says, so you are mercenaries looking for work?
Oh, look, absolutely. We've got to go. We've got to go to a certain spot first off. Just just to meet some of our compatriots who told us to come out west. But other than that, we're free agents.
And these friends of yours, other foreigners like yourself?
Yes. I believe the term you would like to be called is privateer.
So looking to be in the service of a noble family or perhaps a corporation.
Big smile, grin goes, absolutely correct.
Well, it's a interesting trade, prostituting yourself out to a noble family for their monetary gain. But
Mate, look, don't go knocking it. It's the oldest profession.
He says, indeed. And I noticed, actually, out of character, I think I'm trying to think. So, Karu, you probably look, whilst you have a very distinct look. I can't remember if we established if other people kind of look like you, but not to your extent, right? Or has your look been changed quite a lot from where you originated?
I think you can still see that he maybe once was like an elf or a sea elf or whatever the race is. Like, he's definitely still got those features. It's just they're warped slightly with like features as well.
Yeah, cool. He says, and it seems you have a local guide of sorts, your sea elf friend. You don't often...
Yeah, that would be correct, yeah.
We don't often find Aurorans in the employ of foreigners, but I guess these are new times.
They are new times, and, he's pretty damn badass, if I say so myself, so I reckon we found the right one.
And he says, so you are looking to make Aurora your new home, or do you expect to be out of my seas at some point in the near future?
I don't think we'll stay here long. We might be back. So, as I said, hence the polite as we can possibly be, welcome, and not step on the wrong feet.
Yeah. As you're having that conversation, the one of the soldiers sort of appears at the doorway, and the herald goes over to talk to them in hushed tones in the corridor, and then comes back to whisper in the admiral's ear. And he says, my men tell me you have a diverse crew aboard your ship, and perhaps some uncivilized types. I would press upon... Sorry?
As this is happening, Sorn's going to walk through the door.
Yeah.
As well.
Perfect.
He's just going to walk in and just be like,
oh,
hey guys, how we going? I'm going to he'll sit on the chest in the corner, pop his feet up, just sit back
Gonna just introduce Sorn, being the quartermaster, first mate.
Yeah.
I was just Sorn of Menzo Barons, and nice to meet you.
He says, a pleasure. We have many elves of all sorts here in Aurora, and not as many, perhaps, goblins and other races. But no matter, these times they do move forward. The prince is letting the outside world in more and more. He is benevolent and generous in that way. However, do remember that your crew is your responsibility, Mr. Pauly, and we don't. His Royal Navy does not take kindly to piracy in these waters. So if that is on your mind at all, I would expel it immediately.
I say, oh, don't worry. No pirating here. But maybe somewhere else. I won't affect you guys or your trade or anything like that.
As long as Aurorans are not injured, I don't care what you do on the Sword Coast with the barbarians. But my duty is to the Auroran people, to their safety, and to their continued commerce.
Can you tell me some more about the Auroran, like area? Just because, like I said, we are new. We don't know much.
He says, then I would press upon you to head to the... shit, sorry, I wrote it down and I've lost it. The Verdant... What is it? The Verdant Beacon. It is not the Navy's place to be playing tour guide, but there are all sorts of merchants and craftsmen there that may be able to get you up to speed.
What was his name again? Sorry, Admiral.
He is the Marquis Rizal. He was introduced as my lord, the most honourable Marquis Rizal, captain of the HRS Crimson Spear, knight of the Aurora, vice admiral of His Royal Prince's fleet, grand champion companion of the Order of Magma, commander of the Order of Morning's Sun.
Good.
I will
Marquis Rizal it is.
Yep, that's what I've got.
I will put that in the Foundry chat here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'll actually put that down in my notes. Fuck, I'll do the whole thing. Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm going to as well. So I'm going to
now that I've got World Anvil up and running, I'm gonna have to make a page on this guy for sure.
Absolutely.
And Katie has a knowing smile about me and titles, I think.
Yeah, I'm not getting PTSD or anything reading that.
This guy's definitely not the nephew of the moon, though. He's not even close.
Yeah, no. I don't have that macro in this version of Foundry, so I can't just click it.
Yeah, good. So the Marquis Rizal, captain of the HRS.
Does he give us rough directions how to get to the Verdant Beacon? Or could he?
He says, you are now in the waters, the waters of the Prince, and you're in Auroran waters, and the Prince's word here is law. If you continue heading west, and you will run into the Verdant Beacon.
Right, I'm super excited because I'm just happy we're here as well,
Yeah.
and we've actually made it. I think it dawned on Pauly just then and Tim that we actually have made it to the free world, like the West world, like the new world. Sorry.
Yep. And he says, my men inform me that you are not carrying any contraband. However, the low decks of your ship appear to be filthy and potentially hazardous. So I would strike you to get the ship cleaned as soon as you arrive in port, or else risk fines from the ETC.
And Sorn will just pipe in really quickly and be like, "Don't worry. That'll be taken care of."
The herald kind of scribbles some things on he's got a sort of a notepad thing and sort of scribbles it. Seems to sign a thing, stamps a bunch of spots. And
we get a receipt.
Yeah, and gives you an invoice to say that you have been inspected by the Marquis Rizal. And there is a bit on there that the ship must be cleaned imminently, risk of biohazard, and so on. But
Perfect.
I think with Sorn's incredible nat 20, convincing them.
There's a 29 in the end.
Yeah, they've decided to not charge you with anything, and obviously greasing the wheels with whiskey. Now, does Yama drink? Did Yama drink the whiskey as well?
He did not drink the whiskey, but
Right.
he did.
So what does that
He
look
did
like?
do like
Does
a
he-
little like chin chin when everybody kind of cheersed or whatever, and then he just kind of put it down.
Yeah, gotcha.
Pauly will have a second shot.
Yep. Very good.
Just a reason to have 2 shots.
Pauly
Oh, that's
knows.
right. You're not drinking tonight. Oh no, what a shame.
Yeah, Pauly knows that Yama never drinks.
Too bad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Can I say that while this is happening and like the guards have like finished inspecting the Karu, I would love to think that Karu has essentially convinced those guards into some like friendly competition, and like he's like daring them to like jump to clear the gap between the 2 ships. Like he's part of it as well. Essentially, like when everybody leaves the captain's quarters, they come out to like Karu and these like 6 guards fucking hanging from the ship, like daring each other to like jump across things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're just doing like Karu is essentially, what is it, parkouring,
Parkouring,
teaching
yeah.
them.
Parkouring, yeah. Teaching them parkour.
Yeah, and they're like getting into it, and like he's just having a lot of fun. They're like totally broken all demeanor of what they should be doing.
Yeah, I'd say like most of the soldiers and the Marines are still quite serious, but yeah, there's a couple that like take you up on it, right?
Yeah, a couple of the young ones.
The
are
younger
like,
ones,
oh.
especially like you perhaps, one of the younger guys looks at you and is like, he's got a bit of that sea elf kind of features about him as well, maybe from one of the nearby islands where you grew up. And he looks dashing in his blue uniform, but he sort of sees what you're doing and runs along the side of the ship, weaving in and out of the rigging, and sort of swings across to the other ship. I think, let's see here. One of them, though, he's not as good as you are, perhaps, and slips and is about to fall between the 2 ships.
I grab him with one of my tentacles.
Cool. Give me an acrobatics check.
No.
So you reach down, you grab him, but it strains at your tentacle to do so, and that is the position we see you in. They all see you in as the Admiral and his herald, Pauly, Sorn, and Yama leave the captain's quarters. You are dangling off the ship.
It's kind of like when yeah, and I reckon it's like what you're seeing is like when someone accidentally grabs someone else's hair. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, and you kind of do no, you got it, no, just stop, don't let go. So that's what they see. It's just Karu just like sideways dangling off, trying to get this guy like, no, don't grab that. No, that hurts. Oh, hey.
Yeah. The herald, the Admiral looks very unimpressed. And once you're able to, a couple of soldiers like seeing this go, oh shit, and like run over and help you pull up this kid, like one of the younger members. And then they quickly hustle him onto the ship itself. He takes one look back at you and he looks not terrified, but like, grateful, yet also like sheepishly, I'm in trouble. Like I'm going to be in so much trouble kind of thing.
Karu's like,
and that's,
yeah,
I think,
you are.
yeah.
I'm gonna casually walk over and go, "Were you teaching him parkour?"
Yeah. They don't catch on as quickly as
Those
some
tentacles
people.
are yours, man. They're pretty sick. They're very useful for that art, for that style.
No. There was this chick I met at Winterdeep who was great at it, and she didn't have tentacles. So, like, I think you just gotta have the skill. These guys, like, these little softies don't have the
He'll
skill.
learn. He's a young one, isn't he, Admiral?
I've lit
Still being
I've lit
very
the
casual.
Yeah.
The Vice Admiral, sort of almost without a further word, just marches onto the gangplank and back onto his own ship. With the Marines, the leftover Marines, sort of following him on. The Herald takes one sort of final bow at you, Pauly, and says, and says the prince welcomes the prince and the admiralty welcome you to Aurora. May your stay be as bright as the dawning sun. And he gives you a bow, and then hops up dexterously.
I'll bow back.
Yep. Hops dexterously up back onto the gangplank, marches across onto his own ship, and they start, unlashing everything and pulling away. And that is where we'll end for this week.
Oh yeah, I will just say, like, to the crew as they live. See, with these kind of fancy fuckers, like, I'm gonna go right back to just being a straight bogan.
Yeah.
Like, like these fancy fuckers, you just gotta talk like them. Just give them the how do you do, sir, and that shit, and then they're all fucking happy. And there we go.
And they're gullible as hell. Like,
Yeah, good job, Sorn.
I told him that was the shitter.
Good job, Sorn.
They believed me.
If they believed your entire bottom hold was filled with shit.
Shit.
Yeah,
I believed in you. I knew you could do it.
Cool. All right. Well, that's where we're going to end this week. And I hope you had fun with my little wyvern thing. And you've met the the Vice Admiral, the HRS Crimson Spear. One.
Do you want me to say it for you? We met the Lord, the Most Honourable Marquis Razal, Captain of the HRS Crimson Spear, Knight of the Aurora, Vice Admiral of His Royal Prince's Fleet, Grand Champion, Companion of the Order of Magma, Commander of the Order of the Morning Sun.
Yeah.
I like that too, actually, by the way. Honestly, I'm okay with every single person we have having 10 titles.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly the royal families, also the noble families have a bit of pomp and circumstance, and that is he of course represents or is part of one of the major factions of the place. And I want to say thanks again for people who tuned in. I know Fireworks, you've been in the chat, getting all excited in there. I did get your message, and I'll reach out to you with some details of how you can get involved. Katsu is also excited to get involved with his hand up there.
So cute.
And yeah, so I think we've got one more week with you, Katie, and then this is it.
We don't. Yep.
This was it, right?
I'm off for the next 3 Mondays.
Okay. So start of next session, we will probably pull into port of the Verdant Beacon. And if I can show on the map here. So you now have a hex map, and you will essentially be telling me where you're going to be going or where you're going to be navigating to. And as you go around, you will be, of course, revealing areas of the map, but you have no knowledge of where things are currently. So
that's cool.
You may get lost.
Sorry.
That's
smart. Don't let me play with it.
yeah, as you go across the whole map. But you may get lost. You may discover small islands.
That's so
you
cool.
may walk off the edge of the map, or to the areas where here be dragons. And yeah, so. And thank you to Bunburyist again for gifting a bunch of subs, which filled up the DM thing, and then meant that you just had to deal with the fucking Vice Admiral the whole time instead of doing anything else today. That was good fun.
That was a great time.
That was awesome.
Yeah, great.
I think we handled the Admiral well, the Vice Admiral well.
Yeah, no, agreed. It helps to have not an insider, but someone who kind of knows that they're all
my first thought was to try and steal their ship.
Yes, yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah, the pride of the Prince's Navy.
Yeah.
What a way to start your adventure in the West, the free world.
On and on forever.
Cool. I'm going to end it there, and I'll chat to the rest of you in just a moment.
No worries.